Hello there. Hopefully you're doing fantastic. Temperatures today across all of the United States have been on the cool side for this month. Some spots here in green, well below average. So obviously with this being the coldest month of the year, that is super duper impressive. So, oh my gosh, does that mean the whole world's cold? No, not at all. It's still very warm. Across the whole northern hemisphere, there's a lot more well above average. The United States, kind of the anomaly, big time. Coldest spot on Earth over the course of this winter. So just kind of important to keep that perspective. Snowplow news, Nordcast weather video here for you. We got a big wave of energy pushing its way on in. That's going to bring in warm air. It's going to bring in mainly rain with that system. We're getting a couple other little systems in early next week, and then this guy will slide on down. That's going to be another little bit of an organized wave. We'll get some cold air blasts at times, and then we got this ridge of high pressure for a bit, so it's going to be kind of a variable pattern, but this is the next bigger system to push on in. Some strong storms to the south, lots of rain, and even to the north, this is mainly rain. There will be a little bit of a strip where this cold front combines for a little area of snow. So it's probably going to go from like no accumulation to a slushy couple inches or so, and maybe a little lake enhancement. This system pushes off the east coast with, again, more rain than any kind of white out there. Not much lake effect at all behind that system. We got a little clipper that will try to push on in across portions of southern Canada, across the UP, and in towards portions of Ontario in the northeast. Then it's going to be a lot of systems across the Intermountain West, producing significant snowfall totals that we'll show you in a little bit. As these systems try to eject out eastward, they will combine with some more organized Gulf Coast moisture, which again will produce more in the way of rain to the south. This system later next week, we will see if this can be a little bit more icing or snow across northern communities. We'll keep an eye on that. So snow possible over the next 10 days. It's in some spots that maybe really haven't seen a super ton, like the interior northeast in towards Quebec. Portions of Ontario could have some areas with several inches, maybe a half a foot or more in the Twin Cities. A lot of snow with some lake enhancement into Marquette. And then if you go across portions of the Midwest that we'll show you in a minute, you'll see that there'll be some totals too. But yeah, and up into New Hampshire, Maine, definitely some impressive amounts are on the table as potential over the next 10 days. There could be a more organized system that slides across the northern plains. And as I mentioned, Denver, maybe not extreme amounts of snow, but once you get up into the mountains, we're talking several feet in spots. That is definitely a major deal snow event. It's needed to kind of ward away some drought concerns going on in towards the spring. Major cold stays bottled up well to the north. We get some shots of mild air. There's some shots of cold air. The mild air retreats. The cold air retreats a little bit. There's another shot of mild. This is kind of that transition area in between, and then that cold reloads. This is going to be more Arctic air, and it's going to start pushing back into the Pacific Northwest, and then it does spread off towards the south and east as that mild air stays also into the southeastern quadrant of the country. So because of all these battle zones, that's going to be notable. And you get nice injection of multiple waves of energy. Look at all that wind power that's going to form at times across the country. These organized jet streams will be more kind of education, I guess, for you to kind of understand that this should be a pretty active pattern as we go on in towards February. That is a nice jet extension for sure. So what does this mean? Well, it means very cold air to the north and west and relatively mild air to the south, and an active storm track in the middle. That doesn't mean a ton of snow, but where it's cold enough, that will certainly have the opportunity to add up to a pretty good amount of snowfall. But certainly more rain, more snow, a wet pattern from the west all the way through the Midwest and kind of exiting into maybe the northeastern corridor. Thanks for watching.
Your Norcast weather update.